Okay, so first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to add a component to your character, and you can name it whatever you want. Mine's just move, cause yeah. Okay, so and then you're gonna want to open the script. Hold on. Right. So there we go. And so the first thing you're gonna want to do is add a pub. I am sorry that public float. Jesus Christ. Okay, public float speed, or whatever you want to name it. Have that at 0. That's important. So don't change it like in the editor or anything. Just then public float max speed. This one's gonna be a little bit high because for rigid bodies, you have to like set it to a pretty high number. So I'm gonna do 350. This would actually be pretty fast, like for it, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Public rigid body 2D RB. Yeah, and we will assign that value in the editor, and then a public float acceleration speed. So this is just like how fast it will accelerate. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be using it for. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You can, but yeah, again, you can also name that whatever you want. Public float move R or move horizontal or whatever. But yeah, so first things first, we're gonna have to go into update and set move R equals input dot get axis raw. You can also just set that to get axis. I just do get axis raw because yeah. And set that to horizontal. So and it will use Unity's input system for it, and it will set it as a value. Okay. And then you're gonna want to make an if statement that's move R does not equal, that's what the exclamation point is, so not 0f, because yeah, if it's a float, it has to be, there has to be an f after the number, and then speed is lower than max speed. I'm assuming that would be self-explanatory, but yeah, this is the symbol for lower than, in case you don't know that. So yeah, and then you're gonna wanna have speed plus equals time dot delta time times acceleration speed. Oh, sorry about that. Speed. So time dot delta time is like time, right? So over time it will the speed variable will increase in value like by the amount of how, like, as fast as this is, like the value will affect how fast it is. And then if move R does equal, so equal, that's the reason why is because if you have like a less than, more than, or not, that's what you can put that like before the second equal, in case you're confused about that. 0f. And if that's the case, then speed will equal 0f. If you do want it to decelerate and stuff, I'm not gonna say how to do that in this tutorial. That's just because I personally find it really annoying if I'm playing a game and it takes a long time for my character to like actually stop, because yeah, especially if it's a platformer, that's like annoying. That's just my opinion though. If you want to add a deceleration timer, then I don't know. And then next what you're gonna want to do is under update, you're gonna want to make another function, so void fixed update. I can't remember exactly what the difference between this is. But it's like, but if you're having movement that uses a rigid body or physics, fixed update is what is like the way to go. And then update, you can use that to like check for like input, and yeah. And so if that's the case, then we're gonna do RB, or rigid body dot that velocity equals new vector 3. If you don't know what a vector 3 is, it holds position or movement and stuff like that, or like just variables that can affect the player's position or how the player is moving. So yeah, not rotation though; those are quaternions. So in vector 3, speed times move r times time dot delta time. So yeah, so move r is so that it actually checks if the player is pressing the button, and then time dot delta time. I actually forgot why you do that, but wait. So the reason why you do that is because otherwise the speed will, if it's like lower, like if it's like a really low number, it will still like go faster than you can see. So do time dot delta time, then 0f and 0f. That's so that it doesn't move in the z, and like the c is in the z axis or the y axis, because we don't want that trying to move horizontal. And then semicolon. So this should work. If I get an error, then I apologize. Okay, good. Now, for your player, you're gonna want to put the rigid body where it has RB, like the rigid body attached to the character. If that's not, if you don't have one attached to the character, then you can press add component rigid body 2D, unless you're making a 3D game and still using this tutorial. And then speed, keep that at 0. Do not change that. And then acceleration speed, you want it to be pretty high. You can set this to whatever you want. I do want you to keep in mind, even if you have a max speed, the speed will go over, like no matter what. You can't really change that. The only way you can change that is have it like, if it does happen to go over, like have an if statement. That's if the speed is more than max speed, then set it to the max speed. But I haven't done that because I feel like the player would kind of notice like a weird speed drop, because while it's really short, there's still a little bit, right? And it'll just feel, I don't know, I feel like it'd feel weird. But you can do that if you want. Acceleration speed, you can set this as high as you want. The higher it is, the more it will go out. Like I have set it to like 700, right? So yeah, don't be like scared to like have it more than this, because that will just mean that it like goes there like really fast, but or gets to this really fast. However, if you do this, it will go like, the speed will be like way higher than max speed. Like, say it's like 350, it will go to like 362. Like, not every time, but a decent amount of the time. So, yeah. But if you want it to like do this in like less than a second, then yeah. But yeah, so if you press play, you should notice that yeah, as you can see there, yeah, it takes a little bit of time to get up to speed, but it still does. Oh. Yeah. Or it's less noticeable with this, but if I were to set it to like maybe, actually I'll set it to 350. How about that? If I do this, as you can see, yeah, it takes about a second to get up to full speed. So yeah, that's how you would do that. I hope this worked for you. Yeah, thanks for watching.